All right. What's up, guys? I'm gonna send you guys the link right now. Let me just pull it up real quick. What's up, everybody? We're jumping into this live stream. Here we go. Let me just get the link for you guys right now, and then we'll get into it. Send it into my Discord. What's up, Discord? There we go. Okay, cool. Here we go. Let me get the link for you guys. Copy that. Paste that. Alrighty. All right. So we're gonna get into it. Let me just make sure we're good. Yep. Okay. Cool. Perfect. All right. Cool. All right. Well, feel free to comment in the chat. I can see you guys, and all that fun stuff. We're gonna move this over here. Let's move that. All right. Cool. Now we got our little setup. I love it. Sweet. Little trading setup going on. All right. Cool. Perfect. So let's go a little bit over today's trades. So kind of want to share some trades with you guys from today. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go here. So I'll pull it up my Tesla chart. This is my chart from today. As you can see right here, this is the trade that I took today.
Perfect.
So kind of wanted to
let's go a little bit over today's trades.
So kind of want to share some trades with you guys from today. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go here. So I'll pull it up my Tesla chart. This is my chart from today. As you can see right here, this is the trade that I took today.
Perfect.
So kind of wanted to
let's go a little bit over today's trades.
So kind of want to share some trades with you guys.
Either way,
from
here we
today.
go.
So right over here, do this. We're gonna go here. So I'll pull it up my Tesla chart. This is my chart from today. As you can see right here, this is the trade that I took today.
Perfect.
So kind of wanted to
let's go a little bit over today's trades.
So kind of want to share some trades with you guys.
Either way,
from
here we
today.
go.
So right over here, do this. We're gonna go here. So I'll pull it up my Tesla chart. This is my chart from today. As you can see right here, this is the trade that I took today.
Perfect.
So kind of wanted to
let's go a little bit over today's trades.
So kind of want to share some trades with you guys.
Either way,
from
here we
today.
go.
So right over here, do this. We're gonna go here. So I'll pull it up my Tesla chart. This is my chart from today. As you can see right here, this is the trade that I took today. So kind of wanted to
let's go a little bit over today's trades.
So kind of want to share some trades with you guys.
Either way,
from
here we
today.
go.
So right over here, do this. We're gonna go here. So I'll pull it up my Tesla chart. This is my chart from today. As you can see right here, this is the trade that I took today. So kind of wanted to
let's go a little bit over today's trades.
So kind of want to share some trades with you guys.
Either way,
from
here we
today.
go.
So
There,
right
we're
over
gonna
here,
do
this.
Okay,
We're gonna
here we
go
go,
here.
guys. Let's get into
So I'll
it.
pull it up my Tesla chart.
Praise the Lord.
Okay,
This is
cool.
my
So
chart
I'm show you guys
from
the trades that I took right
As
here.
you can see right
here, this is the trade that I
so
took today.
this was the previous day support right here.
So kind of wanted to
let's
we
go
had
a little
the
bit
opening
over
range
today's
trade
breakout.
So
this is the 15 minutes. So the reason why, either way,
here
I'll explain.
So
this
right over
before
here,
we do
this 5 a.m. low here
or below.
So put up my
a couple
Tesla
of
chart
indicators that I go with, guys.
Cool.
And
And
if
I'll
I'm
show you guys the
looking
trades
at
that I took
you
right
guys
here.
looking at my screens because I have my screens.
This was the previous day
support right here.
When I
kind of
wanted
I
to
saw
a
a little bit over today's trade breakout.
So I had 15 minutes.
So the reason why, either way, I'll explain.
So right over here, this 5 a.m. low here
or below.
So put up my
a couple
Tesla
of
chart
indicators that I go with, guys.
Cool.
So
And
I am
I'll show you guys the
trades
trades that I took right here.
looking at my screens.
This was the previous day
support
support
right here.
When I kind of wanted
I
to
saw
a
a little bit over today's trade
breakout.
So I had 15 minutes.
The reason why, either way,
I'll explain.
So
So
right over here,
that's gonna be
5 a.m. low here.
about an
So
hour.
put up my
a couple
Tesla
of
chart
indicators that I go with, guys. So
I am showing you guys the trades that I
this is
took right
kind
here.
of an indicator of like.
So if you're looking at
this was the previous day
support
support right here.
When I kind of wanted
I
to
saw a little bit
over
over
today's
today's
trade
breakout.
So I had 15 minutes. The reason why, either way,
normally
right over here, 5 a.m. where here,
about an
more
hour.
so put up my Tesla chart
all the time.
go with guys.
I am showing you guys the trades that I
This is
took
kind of an indicator of like
I'm still learning.
so if you're looking at
this was the previous day support right here.
When I kind of wanted
I saw a little bit over today's
trade
breakout.
So I had 15 minutes. The reason why,
normally
right here in the 5 back here and mark that hour to get on the house. Not all the time. So if you're looking at this was the previous day, so right here, when I kind of want to and then the reason why it is right here in the 5 back here and mark that hour to get on the house. Not all the time. So if you're looking at this was the previous day, so right here, when I kind of want to and then the reason why it is right here in the 5 back here. Let's see. Did that work? Did that work right there? Let me know if that works. See if that's better. Is it, can you guys still hear me double time? Or just once? How's that? Check. I'll go back and I'll check it too. I think it should be good though. Should be good. I muted the other channels. Preview, mute that. Check. Testing. Can you guys hear me? Sounds good. Alright, cool, perfect, sweet. Alright, let's get it. Alright, so it does look like there's a little bit of a delay. So it looks like there's about a minute delay, which is totally cool. Okay, so let's go back into this real quick. I'm gonna go back to the chart. So my Tesla chart, so 5 to 5:15. Now this, even though this is all pre-market, you still have the Asia session, you still have the London session. People are still trading in these hours. So futures, you could trade all 24 hours. But I trade options. Most of you guys, I told you I trade 0 DTE options. So with that is options you only can trade on the main USA hours, which it's 9:30. Let's look it up real quick. Yeah, 9:30 stock market hours Eastern time. Yeah, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., which for us it's 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. So first rule for me now, because I've lost a lot of money, is never trade right off the rip. Now some people do get lucky and you could do it. However, this first 15-minute candle will tell you everything that you need to know. So let's go here. So this first 15-minute candle at open 6:30. I think it opened, so it looks like this dropped right here to about 346. So it opened right here. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it went straight up, hit the top, and bounced straight down. So obviously you could tell that the seller stepped in very heavy with that. So with that being said, I waited 15 minutes. That gave me my 15-minute low and my 15-minute high, right? So the reason why you mark out the 15-minute low, there's this principle, or I guess this trading strategy, to where it's called the ORB breakout. So essentially, it's a 15-minute opening range breakout, and the 15-minute candle will give you a direction of where you want to go. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do the ORB. For me, it's the most simplest. I've tried other strategies. I've tried other indicators and adding all those indicators, and just did not work. So you're probably wondering, we'll get to this white line in a little bit, but let's go back to this. 15-minute chart is how I set up my trade. So I set it up here, so it hit the top. I knew that it was pushing low. Today was a heavy momentum down, and I knew that because of the war. So with that being said, let me see, let me go back to the chat. Let's go back to the chat. Here we go. Oh yeah, I see you guys now. Okay, cool. So right here was, I knew that it was breaking out. Now, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry about that. So the biggest thing is you don't want to take a trade directly after the opening range breakout. Now the reason for that was because this actually shot down. It shot straight down. And a lot of traders, including myself before, I would take this trade like, oh my gosh, it's shooting down, it's gonna keep going. However, let's move this real quick. I think if I bought here, it would have hit my stop loss. Even if I would have put my stop loss higher, it would have stopped me out. Now that happened to me before, and that's why I get so frustrated. I used to get so frustrated because I was like, dude, why are my trades good, but I keep getting stomped out? and that's because I had to change my frame of thinking. I had to think more like a hedge fund instead of like a regular day trader, because in reality, the hedge funds are trying to take money from us, the day traders. Now, for us as the day traders, we need to get as smart as them. Now, they go to years and years and years of school to go to this stuff. We just learn on YouTube. We learn from people like myself. And so I had to take a pause and realize, even though I had strong momentum going down, we can't see your screen. You can't see me? Oh, man. Okay. I'm so sorry. Hey. We're learning. Here, let me go. Let me do this. Thanks for letting me know that. Here we go. Sorry. I thought I switched it. How about now? I think we're good. Yeah. Here we go. See, this is why I have a screen up over here. Let's see. It should come up right now. My screen should be there. All right, here we go. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. Now we're back, guys. Sorry about that. I'm still learning. All right, so let's go back to over here. I have previous support. This is the previous support from the other day. My 15-minute candle up here, first 15 minutes of the trading session. Now I'm going to briefly go back over what I said about the 5 a.m. The 5 a.m. 15-minute candle most likely will always give you some kind of direction of where the stock is going to go. Now, it could always flip. However, it's just always just something I learned is just it always pushes from there. Like I said, this is the Asian and London session in here. And then this is the United States session in here. This is obviously where most of the volume comes in because we trade the United States is the biggest, just the biggest in general. So 15-minute low already told me that we're going down from the previous day high. It's already in a downtrend. Then at opening range breakout, the first 15-minute candle right here at 6:30. It started at 347.98. This is Tesla, by the way. And then the 15-minute low. So this is how much the stock moved in 15 minutes. It went from 347 to 344. Now, I know it may not seem like a lot, but when you're trading options, $3 is a huge amount of money. So that's where, again, like I said, these two candles pre-market into the opening market, it dropped dramatically. Now, going back to what I was talking about right here, this kept pushing. Now, what I used to do when I was beginning, I would see this momentum and I would buy down here. So let me move this. I would buy it somewhere right here, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna hit right here. It's gonna keep going. However, there's still 50. This is the 15-minute chart. This is 15 minutes right here. It would come down, I'd buy, then it would blast back up to right here to this point, and it would hit my stop loss. And I'm like, dude, I'm already down 20%. I just kept losing until I started to think like I mentioned, like a hedge fund, because I need to liquidate people. I can't be the one getting liquidated. And I realized this is something that Pastor said in his course. For those of you who may not know, Pastor Josiah Silva, he actually started Wealth Producers, and that's how I started to learn trading. And he said, I never understood it until now, is he said capital preservation is the most important thing. And the reason for that is because if you're just rushing into trades, you're going to lose your capital because your stop losses are going to get hammered, especially in zero DTE options. This $3 difference can wipe you out in seconds with zero DTE. So that's why you need to be patient. You need to be smart. There's always going to be another trade. You don't need to rush it. For me, I used to rush the trades, and I lost a lot of money, over like $20,000 worth of money. All right, cool. Perfect. There we go. Okay, sweet. Okay, I got you guys here. I see you guys now. Perfect. All right. So now going back to the ORB low. So the first 15 minutes, this was my bottom. So this white line, let's talk about this white line. This is the VWAP. So this is, let's open this real quick. This is the volume. I should know this. This is horrible. I'm still learning, guys. Bear with me. VWAP stock, meaning volume weighted average price. So all it is a technical analysis tool that represents a stock's true nature average price for the day. So essentially, this is showing you where the momentum is going. Now, I will say the VWAP does move a little slow, so you kind of have to be in front of it. So a good rule of thumb, something that I've learned from other traders, is that when the price is below the VWAP, you normally want to short. Now, the VWAP will have bounces. So if it keeps going under, sometimes you'll see some bounces off the VWAP, and that's what I hit right here. So I hit my opening range low of the day because it already had passed it. For me, I was waiting for a bounce off of that or a bounce off the VWAP, and we got both. So it bounced here, and I took it here, and then it bounced off the VWAP. So I think it hit the VWAP first, and it came back down, and that's when I got in, was at the ORB low. From there, obviously, I let it carry me all the way down, and I could have let it keep going. For me, though, I'm not a greedy person. I'm like, okay, when it hits at least 20%, that's a good trade for me. 20% is good. Like, if you think about it, like, there's other traders that could go 50, 60, 70%. However, for me, like, I'm okay with 20% as of now. Now, as I get, like, more into it, of course, I'll probably get, you know, more risky. Because I could have opened this trade up down here and dropped it. Let's bring this down. I could have taken profit down here. And look at that risk to reward ratio. That's at 8.32. That's only, yeah, that's 0.82. 0.2. That's not even a 1% loss if I would have taken that loss. So that's where Pastor's always taught me this too. Pastor Josiah has always taught me this, is if you took profit and it still went lower or it still went higher and you still had more room to go, that's showing you that you're on the right track, because either way you're taking profit, and either way you're either liquidating someone or you're going from there. Tyler's calling me. What's up, Tyler? Maybe it was by accident because it stopped. Can see the chart you're referring to. Did it go off again? Yo. Yo. That's weird. It keeps going off. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me switch it back. It keeps switching by itself. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Sorry, guys. This is the first time we're working out the kinks. I might just end up buying a video switcher. Here we go. Did it switch now? Let's see. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on that. It keeps switching for some reason. Okay, yeah. So going back to here is I could have let it ride all the way down to right here, 338. This was a put option. However, I'm okay with taking profit right here, and I believe that trade. Let's pull it up. So I'm gonna take you into my Robinhood account. So I trade off of both Robinhood and TradingView. So TradingView, I actually don't like submit any trades. I submit all my trades in Robinhood because I have my Robinhood account. So in my individual, you'll see there's only $6. I don't use the individual. I actually use my options trading account. And that's the account that I started with $500. So I'm going to show you guys. Obviously, you want to be super transparent with where I'm at. So 3 months ago, or not even 3 months ago, February 20th, which was coming up on 2 months ago, I started with $545. Right off the bat, I started losing, and I was getting discouraged. I was like, dude, what the heck is going on, man? And then I wrote it out, and towards the end of March, started finding some rhythms. And towards the end of March was when I really, really locked in on my okay, I see that too. Now my camera's in the way. So let's do this. It's all good. It's all good, guys. We're working out the kinks. Let's do this for now. All right, let's see that. So going back over here, I started with $545. Now today we are at $965. Okay, let's go back here. So like I said, for me, I actually like trading on my phone. So let me see. I'm gonna put the camera back. Put the camera back and open up my Robinhood account on my phone. Let's do this. I'm gonna buy a switcher, guys. A switcher make it a lot easier. Okay, so the reason why I like trading on my phone is because I could literally, I don't know if you could see that. Yeah, I could literally just hit trade and I could sell or buy and go to any account that I want. So it's like really, really simple. So like when we live trade together, what I'll essentially do is I'll trade on my phone, but I'll be calling out the indicators on my computer. So you guys see the screenshot, so it's not like I'm hiding anything or anything like that. Like I'm gonna show you guys the screenshots. I obviously want you guys to win together with me. So you know, that's gonna be pretty cool. All right, let's make sure I switch back to this. Switch back, there we go. Okay, so let's go back to the Tesla chart because I know that we had some technical difficulties. So let's go back to the charts if you guys are still watching. Let's make sure it goes back. And did it go back? Yes, it did. Okay, cool. Now let's go over here. So the VWAP, the price bounced off the VWAP here. It did not break the VWAP. So that's a big key is when the price does not break the VWAP and it rejects it, that means sellers are still in control. Even when you have good buying potential and good buying wicks, is the VWAP will act as like a balancer. It'll kind of put, like look it down here. So the price tried to keep breaking up and it kept pushing past, then it finally broke out, but it didn't have enough, so it came back down, finally broke out. And then if you notice, this is why marking your charts are very important. As a day trader, what I could have done if I wanted to later in the day at 10:30, if I had it set up, I could have took another trade, the same exact trade. Let's duplicate this. I'm gonna duplicate this right here, or let's do another short right here. Oops, that's the wrong one. Let's go shorts. Because if you notice, this one candle literally spiked up and hit our opening range breakout low of the day, and it automatically pushed it back down because sellers were in control right there. So that was probably in a spike. Someone, a lot of people probably bought, and then it just fell right back down. So if you think about it, right over here, sorry, right there, that's where it spiked. If you think about it, realistically, you could have hit a fire trade if you open here and sell there. Man, that's a 0.2. That's a risk to reward ratio of 6. That's a 6 risk to reward. Like, that is crazy. So again, the stock market's always making moves, and then randomly, look at it. So let's talk about this. So let's go to this VWAP now. Let's go back. Oops, sorry. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the VWAP. The VWAP, we're gonna delete that. See how the VWAP started to level out? That's telling me that sellers actually started to calm down a little bit, and buyers started to step in. Now, this is unfortunately at the end of the day, so we're not going to take too many trades here. However, and then you also got to keep news into factor as well. So I think it was around like 4 o'clock when President Trump announced that we were going to do a ceasefire. So news plays a huge factor. That's why I'm sure you guys are hearing about all this going back and forth. Trump and the charts are wild. Like, it's all important stuff. So the VWAP, if you notice how I mentioned earlier about the VWAP, the price finally broke the VWAP, okay? Now, if I'm a day trader and I'm watching this, for me, I see it break out of the VWAP, I am going to watch for the retest. So look at this. One candle breaks here. The second candle, and we're still on the 15-minute chart. So we'll talk. I want to start you guys on the higher time frame charts because it's a lot easier to go higher time frames than shorter time frames. As you go into 5-minute and 1-minute, it gets very, very noisy. So 15-minute. It went all the way up to 342. Then the next 15-minute candle came back and retested. It literally almost bounced directly off of that VWAP. Now we're trading above. So what is that telling me? Buyers are stepping in. Boom. So if I was trading the reversal, then I would go from here. I would do a long position because this is a call option. I would set my stop loss right here at this last candle because this is another bounce point. And then I would set probably my reward. For me, at least, it would probably be the 5 a.m. low because that would be the safe point. Now, if you're crazy and you ride all the way up, totally cool. However, for me, that's the end of the day right there. So I have to get this trade in before it ends. So I would probably put it right at the 5 a.m. low, and then I'm done. So that's just real quick. We're gonna spend a lot more time on this, guys, but I just wanted to at least start getting the ball rolling. So that's Tesla. Another one you guys see me trading a lot is ASML. So ASML, there is not a lot as much volatility as Tesla. However, the volume is massive. So there's not it's not as big as Tesla. So if 100 traders traded on Tesla, it would boost it compared to ASML. If 2 traders traded on it, it would boost it the same. So that's why I try to jump into some ASML. I've had some good wins. I've also had some bad losses on this one. So this one's a little more trickier to trade. So we'll just stick with Tesla and then SPY as well. SPY, I don't really trade too often. I just mainly stick to Tesla. I would say as a day trader, you want to try to learn 1 to 3 stocks. Well, no, I don't want to limit you guys. Anywhere from 1 to 5 stocks. that you could day trade every single day. For me, I've just spent the last years focusing on Tesla. I'm like, let me see what I can get out of Tesla. Tesla is the most volatile, so I'm like, Tesla, there's a lot of money to be made in Tesla. Same thing goes with Meta, SPY as well. So going back, just kind of wrapping it up, I believe I see, yeah, four of you guys on here watching right now. So just kind of wrap it up. So let's talk about the different time frames. So let me show you how I enter my trade right here. So I'm gonna delete this because we're gonna go over this trade live. So I mark my 5 to 5:15 candle. So let's zoom in if we can. Okay, 5 to 5:15, that's marked right here. 5 a.m. low, previous support, that's also 5 a.m. high. And then I do my opening range, 15-minute ORB low, ORB top. Now, once I see this, now I drop down to a 5-minute chart. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot more noise. So let's go back to 6:30. Okay, so as you guys saw in the 15-minute chart, there was only like 2 candles here. Now, one green candle, one red candle, another long red candle, another red candle. Now we finally break past the ORB low. We broke past it at 6:45. Then we had a strong upwards, and this is where I entered. Okay, so I knew. So look at, I went down to the 5-minute chart, and I believe I also went down to the 1-minute chart. Let's go back to 6:30. Yes, 6:30. Sorry guys, bear with me. There we go. Okay. So looking at the 1-minute chart, now there's even more candles. So let's go to 6:40. Yeah, it was like right here, the 1-minute chart. So boom, I saw the 1-minute just crash. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, perfect. Now it broke the ORB low. Okay, it's going down, it's swinging down. Now, what I would have done in the past, because I was not disciplined, is I would do this. Oh my gosh, I need to get in the trade. I need to get in the trade right now because I know it's going down. I would do that. Okay? What's the problem with that? And this is why so many traders lose. Look at, because I was impatient and because I saw, oh my gosh, it's crashing down. I already missed these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and I'm adding on the 6th. A hedge trader, a hedge fund trader, he's thinking, man, this dummy is literally getting in right now. I'm gonna liquidate him. That hit my stop loss right away. Bam, done and out. And then I see it go down. Now I'm mad. Okay, so instead of rushing, I say, you know what? I'm gonna wait until it touches my criteria, till it touches my trading. And when it hits my, I guess, my set of rules, I guess you could say a lot of traders use that term, is, let's just make sure. Okay, when it hits my, so anywhere that it either push passes, I'm gonna make sure. So it did push past. After that, I said, okay, I'm gonna wait for it to hit another red candle. As soon as that red candle hit, that's when I entered. So here, let's go here. Let's do another short position. This is a put option. I entered, I believe it was right here. Yep. And I set my stop loss right there. And I believe I wrote it out to like right there was when I sold. So that's a 2.64 risk to reward ratio right there. So for me, I'm happy with that. Now again, in the future, can I ride it out? Absolutely. I could let this drag out and I can keep going. For me, I still get a little scared because I've taken some big losses. So for me, I see these spike up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to spike up. I want to get it. So that goes from a 2 to a 4.5 risk to reward ratio. So again, I'm kind of giving you guys the deep, I would say I'm going to send you guys some resources for you guys to watch. But I'm just basically showing you guys how I trade. Now, it's taken me about a year and a half, almost 2 years to get to this place today. I've lost a lot of money, guys. I've lost like $15,000 in the stock market, but I've also gained it all back as well. So, and the reason why now we go into my account where I started with $500 was for pretty much all you guys on here, you guys go to the same church that I do. And I actually emptied my whole account to give it to my church for what they call Heart for the House. You guys know what Heart for the House is for those that go to church with me. And so I told God, I said, okay, God, I'm trusting you with 100% of my portfolio. And, I pray that you bless this next season of my life when I jump into the stocks. And he has. He's been helping me in this. Obviously, you can see my portfolio is already up 77% in about 2 months. For me, I'm happy with that. So And I know that as he could trust me with little, he's gonna trust me with more. So this is the start. This is the start of it. And like I said, I want you guys to be able to win with me as well. I know that I've had conversations with each of you guys that are on here, that are watching, that are also on the Discord, and whatever I could do to help you guys grow in this, then we're gonna do that together. So I'm a kingdom builder, and I love to see people win, and I love to I just love to build together. So let's keep on doing that. Robinhood, I will go back and forth between Robinhood. I do have my MACD set up. That's the moving average convergence / divergence. I won't get into that. That's a whole separate can of worms. But if you guys want to set your indicators up like me, you can. I wouldn't use the MACD. I've used the MACD a lot before in the past, and it actually contributes to a lot of my losing trades. So I just still have it because I kind of like to see the waveforms. It kind of shows me where price action is going, and when the buyers and sellers step in, it kind of gives me a little bit of an advantage, although it does run a little behind. RSI is always good to keep in your indicators. Now, if you guys are using Robinhood, then you could go into the Robinhood Legend and you could build this whole thing from scratch. This is my personal, I guess, build, you could say. So from there is you kind of just change it to make it your own. Over here, I do have a couple views on TradingView. Now, TradingView is free. I do have a couple different colors. So like if I want to do a blue and black kind of day, I don't want to go green and red, then I could switch that. But I normally just stay on this basic one, and then I do my charts. The biggest thing I want to get across to you guys, and this is something that's like gotten across to me, and it really helped me, was there's this one trader I see online. I'm sure you guys probably seen his stuff too. Let me see if I could find his page. He said, and it really spoke to me, was K Capitals. Honestly, I owe a lot of my trading to him. He's obviously a worldly trader, but I watch all of his stuff. What he said was, you don't need to spend time putting a million different indicators on your charts, which is what I did before. I had like 5 different indicators, like, oh my god, this is so technical, this is so sick, like this is fire. It was actually hindering me because it was too much noise, and that's why I only run the VWAP now, because the candlesticks can speak to you. They will speak to you, and you can read the candlesticks. You can, if you chart your chart well, and you set all of these different lines, you'll know once the price breaks it, once it tests it, once it pushes past it, once the VWAP goes, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, guys, I mean that's pretty much like in brief kind of what we're doing. I know it's a kind of rocky beginning, but I would say tomorrow I'm ready. I'm gonna discipline myself, so I want you guys to keep me in check. Sorry, the camera turned off. Keep me in check. Make sure that I get up and make sure that I'm live streaming for you guys. I may not talk much while I trade, but at least you guys will watch me. But I'll give you guys the indicators when to buy. One of the things too, if you're still watching, I think you are. Let me check. Yeah, I think I still got 4 people on here. Yeah, 4 people still on here. So let's do this. So if you guys wanna practice before you jump into the game, I'm gonna take you guys to Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab is where I started. So Charles Schwab actually gives you what's called paper trading. Okay, so I'm gonna actually open up an app here because they do what's called Thinkorswim, which we can get into another day, or we could talk about it on the Discord. Where is it at? I think it's on my desktop. Thinkorswim. Okay, we're gonna log in. Give it a second to load up, and then it switched back. It switched back on me. There we go. Cool. Okay, so Thinkorswim is loading up. Give me a second. The reason why I wanted to go to show you guys Thinkorswim is because they let you basically paper trade. Now, it is a little more complicated, more than Robinhood. Robinhood, I like Robinhood because it's super easy. Place your trade. You can see all the charts. Thinkorswim / Charles Schwab is a lot more like, how do I say it? Very, very advanced. And I would say a little older too. It reminds me more of like what older traders would use. This is taking forever. Let me see if I could log in online. Active trader. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here we go. I'm gonna quit that. Okay, here we go. Let me just log in. I don't use this. I only used it before. So, okay, so Thinkorswim. So look at live trading. I only have like 9 cents in there. Paper money. If you click on paper money, it takes you to. It gives you an account of $200,000. Okay. So this I used when I was just learning. Learning how to trade and all that stuff. So I think it's like 8,000 under. Like I was just barely using it. However, this is how you could literally you practice on the live markets. So it's fake money, so you're not getting anything in return. However, this allows you to kind of simulate your testing on the real market. So if you want to follow my trades and use paper money to start to see if it's good or not, go for it. Let's do it. Try it and see where you're at. So for instance, if you want to do this, let's look up Tesla. You can see the stock. You can see the chart. For me, I've always had trouble with the chart, so like I probably wouldn't use that. I'd still use TradingView. If you want to sell options, what you would do, you'll check the option stats, and then from here you could kind of go. Let's go to options trade. Boom. Okay, and then I'm sorry, option chain. This option chain will pick it. So let's just say what's today? Tomorrow's gonna be the 8th. If you want to. This guy's calling me. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Let me see. Well, my screen went off again. Praise God. I don't like that. I don't like that. There we go. Thank you, Tyler. You're gonna have to watch all my stuff, man. You have to watch all my stuff, bro. All right, we got 5 people watching. Let's go. I think that's everyone. All right, cool. Sorry, I got my screen back. Should be back now. There we are. All right, cool. Alrighty, let's get back to this. So, paper money. Let's go back here. So, Thinkorswim, live trading, and paper money. So, paper money gives you $200,000 of fake money. So you could trade it in the actual stock market. Like I said, if this is something that you want to do before you actually start trading your real money, for me, I was more of I like to learn hands-on kind of guy. So that's why I stopped doing. I did this for like a month. And I was like, I want to trade my own money. So I just threw like 15,000 in. And I was like, let me just start trading. All right, whatever. And yeah, praise God, I lost all that. So, well, we gained it all back. We're good. Like, we're solid. We're good. Gained it all back and then gave it for Heart for the House. So let's go back over here to YouTube real quick. I see you guys commenting. Setup is clean. Thank you, bro. Thank you. 47. What's up, my dude? So let's go back into the options trading. So if you guys come up over here, you'll find a symbol, type in Tesla. Tesla will pop up. And then from here, you can go into options chain right here. This is if you're going to trade live with me. Okay, cool. Maybe I'm doing April 8th. And let's just say, okay, I'm going to do the left side is the calls. Right side is the puts. Let's just say I want to do a 360 call. And I want to do it either at the bid price or the asking price. Now, let's talk about the bid and the ask. The bid, it's essentially like buying a house. You have a seller and you have a buyer. The seller wants a price. The buyer wants a price. When the value's high, the seller is going to want a higher price. When the stock is low, the seller, you may be able to get it on a discounted rate. So the buyer is always going to try to. So the bid is for the buyer. The ask is from the seller. This is what they're asking. So like if a house is $800,000, the seller's selling it for $800,000. The buyer's gonna come in and be like, "Hey, give it to me for $750,000." Then the seller may say, "Okay, I'll do that," and then the sale goes by. All the stock market is a transaction between two people. Now, obviously, the hedge funds and the big guys and the big tech, the big guys that control the market, they do thousands and thousands of contracts. However, let's do this. So we are going to let's take that out. We're going to buy 10 call options at 362 for 38 cents. Now, let's talk about options a little bit real quick. Let's go back to Robinhood. Let's talk about these options. So, options contracts, for those of you who are still on, let's check it out. I got 3 of you guys watching. Options contracts, what it is you're not actually owning the stock. So, when you buy a stock, one stock for Tesla is 363 because that's where it's at right now. So just to buy one stock, you'll have to spend $300. Okay, if that stock goes to $364, you made $1. Okay, you sell it, you got $1. If it goes to 370, then you just basically gain $7. Okay, great, that's awesome. Now the power of options is what it is a contract. It's a contract of 100 stocks. Okay, now you don't own it until you what's called execute it. Now you don't really want to execute it unless you're going to do it for the long term. Some people do it for the long term. They execute them and they have to buy all 100 shares of that. Now people like me just trade the actual contract. So this is why it's so cheap. 38 cents controls 100 contracts. So 38 cents times 100 is $38. Let's drag this over here so you can see it. Okay, buy to open. If I was to buy this call option, one for 38 cents, that's $38. Now if I buy 100, that's 100 times 0.38 times 100, that's $3,000. Okay, now let's just say I buy a call option. Let's just say I bought the call option here at 348 for 38 cents, and the call option, which is a long position, went up to 362. 348 to 362 is massive. That option is not changing right now because the market's closed. That option probably went from 0.38 to like, I don't know, maybe like $4 or $5. So let's just do some quick math. Let's just say you buy one contract. You spent $38, right? And let's just say it went up to 4.32. Oops, let's do this. 4.32 times 100 minus 38. You just made $394. Now times that by however many contracts you buy. That's the power of options. So instead of making $20 on the stock, you made $390 trading stock options. So that's the power of options. There's also futures as well. I don't want to get into futures. I don't trade futures yet. I probably will because it's been getting interesting. It's very new. But I just trade 0 DTE options. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So just wanted to do a little test run with you guys, and show you guys like my charts, show you guys my setup, all that fun stuff, and looking forward to kind of seeing you guys tomorrow. So I think that's pretty much it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let's switch back here. Yeah, there we go. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and talk soon. Peace out, fellas.